Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to our this week's weekly meeting. I hope you had a nice week, all of you guys, and you all are safe and doing good. Well, आज की meeting का जो agenda है, that's more about syncing up with all of the teams, that seeing what has happened all over the week in different teams, because I have been part of a lot of meetings in the last week with the mobile team, rules team, and then the front end team and the back end team and all. So there's a lot that has happened, and it's good for everybody else to have a high level picture of के दूसरी side or overall the initiative क्या क्या चल रहा है. So that's what we will be touching on a high level, of course, and some of you might want to engage and maybe tell about what's happening, because how I'm going to do it is I have all of your action points from the meetings, which I have put it here. So we'll discuss a little bit about what happened. So this will not take so much time. So this meeting is not, hopefully this meeting will not be that long. Another thing is, of course, your guys' point of view on other teams' work, and if you have any good suggestions or opinions on things. Besides that, some other things that I would like to talk about the environment that we work in and some strategy for the development team. But before we start, I would like you to just take this link from the chat and please go to the end of this document and put your name so we know who has been here. Yeah, so in the attendees list, please go ahead, put your name there, so it's better for all of you as well. So later on you can check who has been available here. I'm not sure if Saeed has joined us today. Saeed, are you there? I believe not. Maybe I think it's good to have him over here. Okay. Alrighty. So as you guys are done with it, we'll just move ahead and we'll talk about a few things with the dev team strategy, because I was part of almost all the dev team meetings this week. लेकिन कुछ चीजें रह जाती हैं because some of the meetings were during iftar time, so I couldn't completely attend them. So we'll go through some of those things that I wanted to say, and maybe I have said already, but still it's better that it's communicated like in this meeting, because everybody should be able to like attend this or at least see a recording of this one. All right, let's just start ahead. So the first thing I want to talk about today is the dev work team. Actually, let's start with the environment. One thing that I've realized is that there's a lot of people who are facing a lot of new things, and that's pretty common in this kind of thing, in this kind of initiative. कि आप लोगों के सामने नए challenges आ रहे हैं, which means like there are some new tools, some new techniques, some new like new names about technologies or concepts or so. So what I would really like you to do is to not to be intimidated and jump in and try to learn things on the fly, because you will be really amazed by your own capacity and capability के जब आप एक चीज में enter होते हैं. So I know there could be some black boxes in your mind about, okay, how does that work? How does that work? I don't know that. But it would, but the more you move in, the more steps you take, the more things get clear for you. So I would really appreciate if you have this open mind approach to things. And even if you don't understand everything completely, it's all right. The more you spend time with this and in this, it will help you grow and learn more things. So on that note, I want to talk about the dev team work strategy. These are just some basic things that some of you there are a lot of professionals in our initiative, so they might already know all of this stuff, but there's some people who are students and some people who might not know. but this is particularly for people who are working in the dev teams, mobile front and back. Oh yeah, one more thing. अगर आप में से किसी को कोई सवाल है या कोई opinion है, or you want to say something, please interrupt me right away in the middle. That would be okay. So so the first thing I would like all of the dev teams to do is to take a look at the coding guidelines scope document. It should be available. It should be available in the scope document here, in the technical scope coding guidelines here. Just take a look at this document when you have time to see, so that whatever you produce, it syncs with everybody else. Okay. Another thing, some of you might, like I said, are professionals, so you guys know about Git. But if you don't, it is your friend. You need to learn it, and you will thank yourself later for doing that, because it is a skill in the development world that that is super necessary. So get used to it and spend some time with it. And it's very easy. So I'm pretty sure if you have like, I'm pretty sure even if you are a student, you should be able to get a hang of it. एक और चीज which then comes from these Git concepts, that is branches. Branches, you can, if you don't know about branches, then think of it like separate code copies. तो आप जो भी काम करते हैं आप वो branches में करते हैं, और एक branch का काम दूसरी branch को affect नहीं करता. So we will be working in two different branches, dev and master. The majority of work आप लोग जो भी करेंगे और मैं जो भी करूँगा, it will go in the dev, and then that dev branch later on, when it becomes more stable, it will be merged into the master. And then another thing that I want to talk about is the pull request thing, that everyone who's working or will be working in this initiative, it's important that you don't push code directly to the repositories. You do have the access. मैंने आप सब लोगों को teams में add कर दिया है. There are 7 people right now showing up here in the team here. But what you can, and rest of the people, I have sent them invites, so it should be in your email. So जब आप accept करेंगे तो you will start seeing that you are part of this team here, multiple teams here. So either you will be in one of the backend team, front-end team, or mobile team somewhere. So maybe take a look at your emails and accept the GitHub invites. So, but what you need to do is, whenever you want to work on one of the projects, you need to fork it, and then you need to create, whenever you make a change in it, you need to create a pull request for it. If you don't know what are these, talk to me, talk to your team lead. He will guide you through what are these things and how you can use them. So like I said, you will thank yourself later that you spent time on this particular thing, because it's some generic knowledge that you need to know in your life if you are gonna be in like on the technical side. Another very one important thing is the Kanban board, which जब आप ये accept कर लेंगे team membership, you will find it under the project section of GitHub of TrustNet PK's repositories, and it actually allows you to create tasks and like do those tasks. So what you can do is you can create these so-called tasks के ये काम करने वाले हैं, and then you can move them to in progress and that to done. So that's how we keep check off कि क्या हो गया है, क्या करने वाला है, और क्या करने की ज़रूरत है. All right. And then one more thing, there is certain things that I have already enforced in all the repositories, that is some pull request rules. जब भी कोई बंदा pull request create करेगा, तो अगर वो dev में merge करेगा उसे, तो at least एक और बंदा उसे review करेगा, वरना वो merge नहीं हो सकती. और जब dev stable हो जाएगी और उसे master में merge करेंगे, तो उसके लिए minimum 2 peer reviewers require होंगे. So these are some rules which will ensure कि code quality जो है वो maintain हो रही है. So whoever accepts the pull request takes responsibility for कि उसने वो code देखा है and he approves that. Okay, so enough of the dev work strategy. Now what we can do is we can jump into what happened throughout the week and how teams proceeded and what did they talked about and all, because of course everybody's not in all the teams, but it's good to know, okay, overall over the initiative what's going on. So front end team, Eamon, do you want to talk about this? I believe Vikas wasn't able to join us today, so he handed over it to Eamon to help us. So if you can explain, that would be really nice.
Yeah, sure. हमारी जो लास्ट मीटिंग हुई थी उसमें हमने डिस्कस किया था अबाउट इशू एंड वेरीफायर ऐप एंड फिर उसमें ये था कि जो आपका जो वेबिनार हुआ था उसमें जो फाइबर कॉलेज वाले एग्जांपल लेके वकास आस्क्ड मी टू मेक अ वायर फ्रेम फॉर आवर इशू एंड वेरीफायर ऐप। तो वो मैंने ईश्वर जो ऐप है उसका मैंने वायर फ्रेम प्रोटोटाइप एक काइंड ऑफ बनाई है इनविजन में, तो मैंने उसका लिंक आप लोगों के साथ शेयर किया था टू लुक इनटू द थिंग, और अगर उसमें कुछ चेंजेस चाहिए हो तो वो बता दें कि उसमें क्या चेंज करना है।
All right. Well, things are moving pretty forward with the front end team as well. मेरा एक personal opinion है उस पे, based on what I have worked on similar solutions. That is, it's good to have something. We can always have something which looks raw, but it's also interesting to have something like कि आप एक pre-built theme उठाते हैं, which is very simple. Like it has just the HTML and CSS in it. It has nothing else. So आप वो HTML CSS setup करके one pager, nothing more than that. एक one pager website इसके अंदर सिर्फ HTML CSS है. You put that in your web application, React or whatever, and then you build on top of that. You change it to your needs. So similar to that, I shared it with the front end team. This particular link, I did this POC like I think 3 years ago or something. So it's like a very dummy app which is for insurance. But it has a button that you can register with Sovereign. It will make the process of health insurance instant instead of taking 7 days. So you click it, it shows you a QR code, you can scan it with your mobile wallet app, and the whole process starts. So something like this I think could be nice, but of course the front end team can discuss and do more. We can buy themes. That's something I want the front end team to know, which means you can go to the themeforest.net and look for any kind of one-pager themes or something that you find is interesting. Try out some of these previews, and maybe, if you find something nice, you think it could be nice, we can get it, and then it would make the front-end team's life easier, because you don't have to worry about a lot of designing and all that stuff.
Okay, like जैसे वकास भी कहते हैं, it's not like उस वेबसाइट में इतना कुछ नहीं है, like I mean वो करने के लिए it's a straightforward one, right? तो इसलिए अगर हम थीम ना भी बाय करें, they are pretty I think जो bootstrap को अगर करें या material UI को use करें, there are so many themes we can use, like built-in themes. We don't have to buy them. तो हम उससे भी काम चला सकते हैं.
I understand, Eamon, but it's not about the cost. It's more about the quality of the thing as well. So in my personal, I don't know, maybe I'm a bit biased about things, but I like things to look good. Okay. Yeah. So I know that
same here,
we can always do a raw application, and but we have time, because हमारा use case we'll get to rules team and we'll discuss about that use case as well. But we were focusing on the vaccine immunization, and that's it. It has some time in it. Time hai.
Okay, you want to you want us to buy a theme, like for example अगर कोई theme पसंद आ जाती है तो हम वो buy करके and then we make a prototype on that, right?
We can strip it down to the needs we have. So which means अगर एक theme हम लेते हैं जिसके अंदर let's say 8 pages हैं, उसमें से 8 में से 4 या 6 pages हम निकाल देते हैं, 2 रख लेते हैं और उसको edit इस तरह करते हैं कि we can just, it serves our purpose.
Okay, सही, ठीक है, I got you. ठीक, वो जो आपने एक लिंक शेयर किया था वायरस वाला, वो भी एक थीम थी.
Exactly, that was like some, right? It had a few things, but I just did a quick query and I found it. So you can just go to ThemeForest yourself, look at some things, put some keywords there and see what shows up, or maybe discuss with other team members, and we can finalize one and would be nice, but it's up to you guys how you want to do it. But that's my opinion, that it would be easier and it will look good.
ठीक है yeah sure like ये तो सब एक kick off point है कि
Yeah,
how our app is gonna look तो उसके अलावा we can do that कि हम buy करके और उस पे काम करें तो वो obviously वो हमारे लिए भी easy होगा तो हम ये कर सकते हैं.
good, perfect. Is there anything else anybody wants to share from or say some from the front end team or other teams? Okay, not. All right. So backend team. Well, it was interesting to have a discussion with the backend team. So I think one thing that I want to highlight here is that I'm really happy that a lot of people are really interested and invested in this. So every time, all the team members who have been like involved in these teams, they all show up, which is pretty interesting to see. And all people are from very different backgrounds, and it's going to be an interesting ride to work with all of you guys together. On that note, backend team, actually, we had a pretty interesting discussion with Umair and Shakib and all the other guys. One thing that I want to make clear that Umair highlighted. Umair, are you on the call? I believe you are.
Yes, I'm in the call.
Yes. So Umair highlighted that we need to communicate to all the other team members that what we are working on is not a blockchain like per se, but it's a DLT, a distributed ledger technology. And I want to highlight that based on Umair's comment. And I actually have something that might help you guys understand that part. So where did that go? I think I can quickly Google up that for you guys and show you, because I think I accidentally closed the tab. Yeah, this can explain it very quick. So page ही नहीं exist करता. So what happens in the tech, like in tech wise, there are distributed databases, and then inside that circle or that domain, there are distributed ledgers. And then inside the domain of distributed ledgers, there's a thing called blockchains. So technically speaking, blockchain is a type of distributed ledgers. And when we talk about using Hyperledger Indy and Hyperledger and Sovereign Network or any other network like BC Gov's British Columbia's network, we talk about using distributed ledgers. We don't talk about using blockchains. If you want to look up the difference, you can Google it up. It's you can find it pretty straightforward. There's a lot of content out there for that. But just to highlight, it's called distributed ledger technology, but people use the word blockchain, the buzzword blockchain, interchangeably with the DLT. So a lot of people who already know about what exactly a blockchain is, like hardcore definition of blockchain, they might disagree that you say that Hyperledger Indy is a blockchain. Although Hyperledger Indy themselves call it a blockchain, but and even Fabric in that sense is also not a blockchain if you want to stick to the hardcore definition of blockchains. But DLTs let you keep all the good parts of the the the, the distributed decentralized the distribution and decentralization of the content and some of the consensus algorithms and other stuff. But at the same time, it allows you to undermine some of the things that might hurt an enterprise grade solution, for example, cryptocurrencies or something. Now, on that point, technically speaking, you can use a DLT technology to create a blockchain, which means you can use either Hyperledger Indy or Fabric actually to create a blockchain yourself. Technically, theoretically speaking, you can. How difficult it is, that's another question. Umair, do you want to add something there?
Basically, that's what our idea of bringing this up in this journal meeting, so that everybody should be very clear and aware of that. If somebody in the later on, let's say you might face somebody and you're selling the idea, okay, we are working for the COVID-19 and this is our idea, and somebody highlighted, no, this is not a blockchain, it's actually a distributed ledger. They should know from the very start that we are interchangeably using the word blockchain with the distributed ledger, but it's exactly not a blockchain. It exactly does not fit the definition of the blockchain. It's basically a distributed ledger, and it is a need of our project basically. That's why we are going for the hyperledger ND instead of some permissionless or public blockchain. द आइडिया बेसिकली जो आप लोगों के जहनों में होगा, जो मैं पिछली 2-3 मीटिंग्स अटेंड की हैं, कि इस तरह से हो कि कोई भी पब्लिकली जाके हमारा वैक्सीन्स का डेटा एक्सेस कर सकता है, वो ब्लॉकचेन पे अवेलेबल होगा, किसी भी जगह से इंटरनेट से एक्सेसिबल होगा, आप कहीं पे भी जा सकते हैं, इम्यूनिटी पासपोर्ट वगैरह. That is idea does not exactly will be reflected in whatever the project we are going to build at the end of the day. So we need to clarify within ourselves that we are actually going to deploy the solution on the distributed ledger and not specifically on the subset of the distributed ledger, which is the permissionless blockchain, which we usually see that जैसे Bitcoin की है या Ethereum की जो public level blockchains हैं, जिसमें जाके कोई भी transactions का data देख ले या कुछ भी, वो गवर्न नहीं होती किसी से, डिसेंट्रलाइज है, ट्रूली डिसेंट्रलाइज है. लेकिन यहाँ पर still it can be decentralized, but it will be permission type of blockchain. It could be a private level of decentralized ledger. तो ये एक थोड़ा सा कॉम्प्लेक्स सब्जेक्ट भी है, बट आई थिंक आई वाज डिस्कसिंग विद उमर लास्ट yesterday. I think we should bring it up for you all, for all of us who either know this or don't know this, so still they know that there is some difference between the blockchain and distributed ledger. और जो हमारा माइंडसेट है वो बिल्कुल क्लियर हो कि एट द एंड ऑफ द डे उस प्रोजेक्ट के बाद जब हम डिप्लॉय कर देंगे तो हमें क्या चीज़ मिल रही होगी.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor, for clarification. Now, I actually, when I did my master's thesis on anomaly detection in blockchains, I actually covered this part very deeply, and this is one of the things I drew in my publication. So it tells about what how the permissions of blockchain affect them. So you can look it up. Just look up for public permissioned blockchains, which is the type of blockchain we are using. It's a special type. Not every blockchain lies in that particular category. It makes it special for us because it means, like Umair just said, anybody can read from it, but not anybody can write on it, which allows this kind of use cases like कि इम्यूनिटी वैक्सीनेशन की वेरिफिकेशन हर कोई कर सकता है, पर जो इशू करेगा वेरिफिकेशन का सर्टिफिकेट वो हर कोई नहीं कर सकता, वो कुछ खास लोग ही या खास इंस्टीट्यूशंस ही कर सकते हैं. So you can maybe take a peek and read something about the public permissioned or public permissionless kind of blockchains. The one we are working on is public permissioned. So it's public to read, but you need permission to write. This is how it goes. Uh, Shakib, do you want to say some words about the backend meeting, about how things went and what are we looking forward to in the next week?
ओके हमारी इस वीक का वैसे जो एजेंडा था मीटिंग का, वो जैसे पहला क्वेश्चन जो उमैर भाई ने बताया, वही ये डिफरेंशिएट और कंफ्यूजन क्लियर करनी थी डीएलटी सब ब्लॉकचेन में. तो और दूसरा जो एजेंडा उसके अलावा था, वो बेसिकली आर्किटेक्चर वाइज था कि हमें कंट्रोलर बनाने पड़ेंगे या नहीं बनाने पड़ेंगे, और उस हिसाब से फिर काम की नौयत कितनी होगी और आर्किटेक्चर पे क्या इफेक्ट पड़ेगा. तीसरा जो एजेंडा था वो ये क्लाउड एजेंट को डीप डाइव जाके समझना था, और उसको बेसिकली उसका आर्किटेक्चर और जिस तरह भी डिप्लॉय हुआ हुआ अज्योर पे, तो उसको देखना था. तो उसके फिर हमें ये आप चले गए थे कल फिर मीटिंग में, तो उसके बाद फिर माज और सामा भाई से बात हुई थी. तो फिर हमें ये पता चला कि हाँ कुछ और कॉन्सेप्ट भी हैं जो कि बैकएंड टीम को अभी बनाने की ज़रूरत है, जैसे टॉकर्स हो गया और CI/CD के बेसिक चीज़ें बिल्कुल, ताकि फेमिलियर हो जाएं थोड़ा सा इस चीज़ से वो लोग, ताकि वो आराम से वो बिना हिंड्रेंस के काम कर सकें. तो इसलिए फिर इस वीक का एजेंडा फिर यही सेट किया कि इस वीक का जो आउटकम यही सेट किया मीटिंग का, कि क्योंकि मुझे और उमैर भाई को डॉकर और CI/CD में एक्सपीरियंस है. मुझे CI/CD में नहीं है, मुझे भी CI/CD देखना है मुझे भी, लेकिन क्लाउड एजेंट के बारे में और पढ़ना है और उसको डीप डाइव जाके और उसको थोड़ा सा छेड़छाड़ करनी है, और कोड रन करना है, और ताकि और डीप अंडरस्टैंडिंग हो सके, और जो भी हमें लगता है अभी जो फ्लॉज या जो भी अभी इनकम्प्लीटनेस है इंडी और एरीज के बारे नॉलेज बेस में हमारे, तो वो उसको मुकम्मल करना है। इसके अलावा माज और उसामा भाई डॉकर और CI/CD भी इस वीक देखेंगे, ताकि भाई जब नेक्स्ट वीक हम लोग दोबारा मीटिंग करें बैकएंड की, तो फिर हाँ हम लोग फिर टास्क डिवाइड करने में हमें हिंड्रेंस ना हो, और ताकि हमें बिल्कुल क्लियर अंडरस्टैंडिंग हो कि हाँ यार अब क्या काम करना है और कैसे आगे बढ़ना है। तो ये थोड़ी सी शुरू में मुश्किलात पेश हुई होंगी, और ये थोड़ी सी एक हफ्ता शायद लग जाए, लेकिन हाँ ये टाइम इन्वेस्ट करना जरूरी है, ताकि फिर आगे फिर हमें बिल्कुल फ्लॉलेसली काम हो सके बैकएंड पे।
Inshallah. That's how I hope things will proceed, hopefully. Mobile team जो है उसकी meeting I was able to attend completely, hopefully, because it was not during the iftar times. So guys, that's one of the things I would really like to be part of your meetings, and but if you have it during the iftar times of Finland, it's difficult for me to be in them completely. So they overlap sometimes. So I have to take half of them and skip them. But I hope from now on we will be able to have, but because it was just first week of our meetings, um, so hopefully from now on it will be much better. I think Saeed का मुझे message आया था, he still wants to join, so probably he will be joining us soon. But still, I'm not sure how many people are from the mobile team on the call, but maybe I can give you guys an overview about what happened. So of course, we all the members get to know each other. Mobile team काफी छोटी है, so they're like only 3 to 4 people, or maybe 3 to 4 people in the whole team, and we discussed about the work strategy. So Saeed has already started working and maybe pushed some code even onto the repository, which is available for you guys to see as well. If you're interested, go ahead, and even if you feel like running the app, you can simply, I think it's CoVID wallet. Yeah. So this repository, so you can clone this repository, fork this repository and clone that, and then maybe contribute or run this app if you feel like. So work has started uh, with the mobile team, and मैंने और Saeed ने बैठकर we have created the tasks as well in the Kanban board, exactly what needs to be done. So the idea behind the mobile team's work strategy is that we will go for the UI skeleton flow first, meaning कि हम पहले डमी फ्लोज बनाएंगे कि पूरी ऐप में ट्रेवर्स यूजर कैसे करेगा, और उसके बाद it will start adding functionality there. And Saeed is doing some pretty good work there. I'm not sure if he still has been able to join the call. I think, yeah, he has. I can see him. Saeed, are you there?
मैं आ गया हूँ जी जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम
Saeed, do you want to take over and tell everybody what did we go through and how we are planning to take the mobile team forward?
जी तो मोबाइल टीम का ये है कि हमने उस दिन वो काफ़ी डिस्कशन किया था उस पे गिटहब वगैरह पे कि किस तरीके से हमने गिट फ्लो चलाना है और प्रोजेक्ट वगैरह किस तरीके से चलाना है। तो उस पे हमने वो जो गिटहब का जो प्रोजेक्ट्स का जो सेक्शन है उसको हम यूज़ कर रहे हैं उसके लिए टास्क मैनेजमेंट के लिए। और उसमें हम ये करेंगे कि टास्क बना लेंगे मैं और उमर भाई, फिर उसके बाद जो ना असाइन कर सकते हैं, कोई खुद उठाना चाहे वो उठा भी सकता है। तो इस तरीके से हम चलेंगे। और बाकी ये कि हम जो मेरा जो काम था मैंने वो जो स्क्रीन वगैरह कुछ तो बना दी थी, और बाकी आज मैंने वो काम भी कर दिया, उसका क्या नाम है पासपोर्ट वाला मतलब फंक्शनैलिटी का जो पार्ट है वो कर दिया मैंने, बाकी यूआई का थोड़ा सा रहता है उसका। तो वो इंशाल्लाह मैं कल तक कंप्लीट कर लूँगा। जो उसमें मुझे एस्टिंग के स्टोरेज के अंदर स्टोर करवाना है उसको, और उसका थोड़ा आर्किटेक्चर लेवल का भी काम है वो भी करना है। तो
Right.
वो चीज़
Saeed, just one comment on that. Please try to involve other people with you, because मुझे जो भी feel हो रहा है वो ये कि कुछ लोग they are lacking behind, and we are moving really fast with like implementing things. And it's good that we're implementing things fast, but it's important that all the other contributors, at least in the mobile team, they also get to know okay, what's happening and how they can help to contribute. Some of them are not so experienced, so I think it puts more responsibility on you to take them, help them to walk along with you. So that's something I think हमें उसमें देखने की ज़रूरत है कि किस तरह हम उनको up to speed ला सकते हैं.
ठीक है, सही है, ठीक है।
Okay, great. Okay, last but not the least, I think the rules team, that we went through some really interesting session with Sohail bhai and Sami and Ahmed bhai. Of course, I think a lot of other people also joined. Umair joined us, and Shakib joined us, and there's Vikas also introduced one guy. Umair Rahil, I believe, is his name. I'm not sure if he was able to attend this call. There are like 14 people right now on this call. So
Yes, I'm here.
okay. So Umair basically has a background
I'm
in.
here.
Okay. So Umair basically has a background in digital marketing and some working with some NGOs. So so we had a session over the weekend, and actually on Friday we had a session. Yeah, not on the weekend. This is weekend. So we had a session on Friday, and we discussed about how he can contribute, and it seems like that he can really help us with taking TrustNet's this initiative, marketing it digitally, how we can spread the word about this initiative in a positive way, and maybe we can collaborate with Sami's digital marketing team to do that. So that could be helpful. And besides that, since Umair has some experience with working with NGOs, so that could also come to handy when it comes to rules team. But that's something we will find out with time. Now, talking about what happened through the last week, I have a lot of content happening in my emails, especially with the rules team. I'm seeing a lot of activity in the Trello board. I have gone through some of the things. And Sohail bhai, I know there are a lot of questions that needs to be answered. So I'm going to take some time and answer what's my take on those questions, inshallah, by today or tomorrow, depending upon when I find time. But what I would like right now is that if you could take everybody up to speed about what exactly happened last week and where are we heading with the rules team ahead.
Basically, we did some administrative stuff. Who is going to be on the team, where we're going to put the issues or tasks. We're not going to use GitHub, so we're going to use Trello. There are two key core work things we addressed meeting में. एक तो है कि जो मैं उसे accreditation infrastructure कह रहा हूँ, पर मतलब यानी कौन ट्रस्ट कहाँ से आएगा, जो सर्टिफिकेट हमारे सिस्टम के थ्रू इशू होगा, उसका ट्रस्ट कहाँ से आएगा, कौन गवर्नमेंट की एजेंसी होगी या जिस तरह मैंने सजेस्ट किया था WHO होगी. तो अहमद भाई इज लुकिंग एट दैट. ही इज गोना टॉक टू जो गवर्नमेंट की कोविड डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट टीम है. He's going to talk to them, and then let's see what they are thinking, what the infrastructure is going to be. दूसरा, अभी हम लिस्ट बनाई है हमने, लेकिन फाइनलाइज नहीं की कि हमारे ऑब्जेक्टिव्स क्या हैं रूल कमेटी में, हमारे क्या क्या चीजें हमने एड्रेस करनी है. अभी नहीं, यानी टोटल. उसमें से एक चीज तो क्लियर है कि हमने जो बिजनेस केसेस हैं वो सबसे पहले डिफाइन करनी है, क्योंकि वो अफेक्ट कर रहा है, सारी जो डेवलपमेंट है उसको अफेक्ट करेगा. तो शुरू में जो स्कोप डॉक्यूमेंट में 4 थे प्रपोज्ड, एक निकाल दिया गया, लेकिन उसके अलावा वो वॉलंटियर्स का था और मोबिलिटी सर्टिफिकेट्स का था. बट वी एग्रीड कि वी विल फोकस ओनली ऑन इम्यूनिटी सर्टिफिकेट्स. नाउ सो फार हमने it's not 100% clear whether we're going to only address by vaccination or other kinds of immunity. क्योंकि अब तो क्लियर हो गया ना कि मतलब if you've been infected once and you've been sick once, you don't get sick again. This has happened recently. So it is possible that somebody needs to be issued a certificate because they've been sick before. They're immune now. They could be immune because they have been vaccinated. So we have these two cases. But we need to clarify this. But we're going to focus on immunity certificates. And Sami has kindly agreed to start writing the details of that. Use case ka, I think he calls it user stories. To write the user stories ka kaise kaam karega, total picture kaise hogi, how are the issues, kaun issue karega, kaun usko verify karega, the whole thing, how it's going to work. So we've already started working on those. In the meantime, अभी हम आहिस्ता आहिस्ता साथ में वो जो फाइनल लिस्ट है ऑब्जेक्टिव्स की वो भी फाइनलाइज करेंगे soon.
Inshallah.
That's it.
Sami, is there anything you want to say about this, or did Sohail bhai covered everything?
Yeah, I think Sohail bhai covered everything.
Okay, great. मुझे अहमद भाई का भी मैसेज आया था. He had to leave midway, but I actually wanted to ask him about the progress on that. But what I'm going to do now is मैं उनको after this meeting I'll ping him. He had a class to teach, so he couldn't stay longer. Unfortunately, he has a class during when we have this meeting. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to ping him and ask him about this national disaster recovery thing, how it's being followed up, because I have no clue right now how it's being followed up and where is it going and all. He required some help from me. He actually wanted me to build a scope kind of document, a separate one which covers just the whole problem and then the potential solution to it, like maybe a one pager with some references and links to it, which I did and sent him. And I think the idea was that वो उस document को आगे किसी potential लोगों के साथ discuss करेंगे, and then we'll see if it can help us lead to some potential people who can help us take this forward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try.
Can I ask? Sorry to interrupt, but can I ask something?
Yeah, sure.
I'm hoping that this kind of interaction, you can do it through Trello, so we know what's going on. So if you created a document, if you put it there, it'd be good for us to see it too.
Yes, that's a
it'd
great
be good
idea.
for us to see what's happening. And if Ahmed Bhai is going to give us status, I would appreciate if he put that on Trello, so at least we know what's going on.
Yeah, will do. I will definitely. The idea was that I'm gonna look at. I know that I just went into the user stories and also in the other boards that you have, cards actually, not boards, other cards you have created. So I'm gonna go through these and answer some of the questions that I find that I can help with, and then of course I'll also ask Ahmed Bhai to also look into this and get his, and ask him to put what he find over there, and I'll put the document as well there.
There is one thing, if I may just quickly mention.
Yeah.
Now that the teams are forming, we have team leaders, but I think it'll be good if in the near future, each team has some idea which one of the people in the team will help with support. After all of this is done and inshallah it goes into production and people start using it, we're talking about a very big volume. Hopefully, inshallah, if people start using this, we're talking about lots of certificates, lots of doctors and pharmacists, maybe, I don't know. We will need to have very good support team. And the best support comes from people who actually participated in the project.
Sohail bhai, I think that will depend on when we actually land a pilot with some potential stakeholder. Let's say some government organization or a private NGO or something wants to take this to pilot with us, and we manage to do that, inshallah. So if we do that, then we can, because this whole thing has been volunteer initiative. So people who would want to keep working on it, they will be more than welcome to do that, because then there will be more, I think there will be funds involved in this, because when we will deploy it in pilot or production, let's say, then it will not be deployed as the way we have deployed it right now. It will have more high availability and better response time, and a lot of things would go better. And for that, we will need, of course, people like you said, who can actually support this. And that will, the people who are in this teams right now, वो लोग अपनी मर्जी से choose कर सकते हैं if they want to support it or they have other endeavors to explore. And and I'm pretty sure some of you guys would actually want to do that if we take it in production with some stakeholders. So inshallah, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm hopeful that we will be able to do some good work and get it to a place where it can help somebody, inshallah. All right. If somebody has any questions on anything, please go ahead, because I think we are almost done with this meeting. And what we can do
हमारा
is,
भाई मैं एक चीज़ बोलना चाहूँगा कि वो मैंने आपसे ऐसे बोला था कि ट्रस्ट नेट का कैलेंडर बना दे ताकि फिर मीटिंग के शेड्यूल सब ना एक दूसरे के फेमिलियर रहें और आराम से पता हो सके और कैलेंडर टीम लीड के साथ शेयर हो जाएं.
okay, I will work on that. I'll find a solution for that problem, and I'll ping all the leaders for that. Okay.
Okay.
Great.